Yes, that's excellent, sir. You put it out in the universe, so it shall be.
Amen. It has
Yes,
to be. It
yes.
has to be, madam. So, what would you like to talk about?
Um, I heard you speak about a number of things, and what really came to mind was how because I'm in technology, I'm an AI specialist, but in my world of career, I realized that um part of the reason, in fact, the greater part of the reason why our people, and by our people, I mean Black people, Africans, are not progressing as further as they should, as far as this technology is concerned, isn't because of the lack of resources for upskilling per se, but because a lot of them, a lot of us, need conscientization to understand what Africa really went through so that we can understand where we are going. And I say that because this particular technology, unlike other technologies, is reliant on African minerals, on African mineral resources, such as cobalt and lithium that are mined in Congo. And these global powerhouses that we see, quote unquote, that are building these innovations cannot build them without our minerals. So, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that our people need to understand their continent better so that they can understand the power they hold, so that they can see that they too can become the builders of these technologies and not the consumers of these technologies. Why am I saying that? You've just mentioned now, rightfully so, that there's so much lies that are being spread about you on the internet by AI. Now you can see at at what scale this can be, right? Across the world, if it's adopted from the developers who do not look like us, do not reason like us, do not share the same values as us, do not share the same cultural values as us, do not share the same perspective as us. And even if they don't, but at least if we have some influence and some power to influence the decisions that are being made as far as this adoption of this technology is concerned, then we have the right diversity in perspective that is required at that level to say no to this and no to that, and therefore become part of the conversations. So the risk, the high risk right now that is being faced in Africa is that the people in power who have the financial resources to adopt this technology at large scale are not consulting industry specialists, and they are not consulting industry professionals, and they are not focusing on building the capacity within the continent for our people to build. And that's a huge risk, because what that means is that we are busy exporting minerals and we are going to become the consumers of this technology from the outside. So we're exporting minerals for somebody else to build this technology. Which technology? AI. And then we are going to import back the technology. So now this is a form of recolonization, if you will. And I'm writing articles about that because this is what I've realized from my research. And I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
You have spoken eloquently. You have spoken very well. I wish you were a citizen of my country. I will invest in you. It is really important that people understand what you have just shared with us.
Mm,
I honestly do believe that this is a very fantastic um, discussion we are having about AI. To be honest with you, I have no idea what African leaders are doing in relation to AI. I would ask you the question, for
yeah.
someone like you, as an African citizen, has President Ramaphosa, I heard they call him President Cupcake, Has
mm,
he sat down with you? What is he doing? Is he investing in AI? Has he got a plan of what he wants to do to ensure that South Africa is a leading nation when it comes to AI? I doubt it.
no, it's not.
I,
Definitely not.
exactly.
Mm,
And what's really interesting, there was one point that you made
mm.
that most people do not know, which is this, that the resources to build AI is from Africa. How many people know that?
That's what I was saying.
How many
That
people know
as soon as we realize that these technologies are nothing without our minerals, our earth minerals that come from us. I mean, I always say this, that how is it possible that you are the bread basket to the rest of the world and yet you do not have bread in your own yard? How is that possible?
it's poor leadership. Look, madam, this is what I would like you to do for me.
Mm,
If you have written articles or you're about to write articles, is there any way you could send me? I would love to read what you have written. It's
yes, I have written them.
yeah,
I
please,
can send you, yeah.
please, if you can send it to me,
Yes,
my people will pass it on to me. I will find time to read it. I
yes.
will make contact with you because you are a genius. And
Oh,
when I
thank you,
say
sir.
genius,
Thank you
someone
so much.
far ahead the impact of AI because we keep hearing about AI in the
Yes,
Western world
yes,
and they have begun to use it. And even my understanding is that there's a view that in 10 years' time, you might not need doctors, you will not need nurses, you will not need the things that people do. These
yes.
jobs are gone because
And
AI.
that's a myth, yes. Those are some of the misconceptions that we need to bust.
Yeah, yeah. But what
Yes.
I want to do, and I
Mm,
keep talking about it on here,
yes,
so
sir.
that we educate our people.
Yes.
We need to start educating our people. So next
Mm,
Saturday, I will make next Saturday. If you're here next Saturday between 9 to 10, let's
yes.
have a proper discussion about AI.
Thank you,
How
sir.
many Africans know about AI? How many
Mm,
Africans know the impact? How many Africans are actually looking at AI? And I'm glad that as a South African that you are an AI specialist. And let me just hope that I don't like you too much and ask you to come to my country and become my citizen.
thank you, sir.
But thank you so much, madam. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're
And
welcome, sir. I appreciate you.
I hope those who have listened to the first 10 minutes of our discussion have learned something from this. This is just really fantastic to start the conversation on AI. But, madam, I will ask you this question because a lot of people do not believe. Some people do not believe. They go on the
Mm,
internet and they see things about me. They even cleverly, the West have cleverly used someone to represent me as AI.
mm,
They are claiming that person is a stand-up comedian. And that is what is confusing a lot of people around the world.
mm,
See that video and they say, "Oh, Mr. President, you're not a
mm,
president," because AI has been cleverly used with
mm,
my image to show me on stage.
mm,
How can I stop that? How can I stop AI or this Western people from using AI to distort my leadership, my
mm.
presidency?
I will say this first, sir, that when you are a genuine leader that is for the people and that is doing work for the people, you continue doing good and you continue on your course to spread the truth. That's the first thing. Because nobody can stop you from doing that. Because us, the real people who are on this internet to listen and comprehend and not to make irrational decisions based off of some surface level information, we see the truth, we recognize the truth, we recognize people who tell the truth, and we go even further deeper to research so that our version of the truth is not distorted. Secondly, what you're mentioning is part of the big problem why I am quite involved in my quest to conscientize our people about AI. because what's happening is that there is a great discrepancy and a great disparity as far as the data that is fed these AI systems is concerned. And AI is only as good as the data that you feed it. So if the people that are developing the algorithms, which is the AI, are a certain people, let's say, for instance, the people that are trying to distort your name, the result is they will distort your image because they are throwing in bias into the algorithms. They are throwing in lies into the algorithms using the data. So this is where I'm saying this is how we counter these kinds of issues. We become active players in the conversations. We become active players in building, not in consuming, but in building. Once we start building our own systems, our own algorithms, using data that represents the truth, that represents us Africans and our complexities and our dynamics, Africans really who come in to solve African issues, because that's another thing that I'm seeing is that we are letting other people solve our issues, but these people have never been in our shoes. How can they even have an idea of what we actually go through? And that speaks to data. It speaks to data, sir, because only an African would understand that. Let's say, for instance, I'm South African. I would know what's happening in my township in Atteridgeville, where I was born, because I'm from there. I would know what's happening in Johannesburg. I would know what's happening in Kenya, because that's my close proximity. Those are the areas that I go to. And I know the struggles that we face, the challenges that we face, because we have the lived experience. So using that, we need to start becoming a part of the conversation and build our own data centers that will feed new systems that will compete with the lies, basically, and say, oh no, you're telling a lie here, and based on the data, this is the truth. So that's the answer.
African data, African algorithm. Look, I will spend the whole day talking to you because I find this so enlightening, but I need to give other people a chance. So
yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Keep in touch. Don't forget to send me your link.
Yes, I won't. Thank you.
And yeah, maybe we will be the first country to create the first African algorithm.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That was such a lovely conversation.